And then, without warning, we started playing the game again.
Never too old for this.
What, Django? How does that help? No, I know what you're talking about now. Not Mandalorian. Wow. Django. I find it funny I'm talking about Mandalorians with a man named Django. I thought you were talking about some kind of bug or something like that. Not, you know, this. Oops. Now, in the past, it's not going to work this time. I've convinced them to attack sometimes by being weird.
Sure.
It looks like it's not working this time. Oh, there it goes. These are the most pathetic Mandalorians ever. They literally refuse to attack you till you're unequipped. That is grade A petty right there. I mean, honestly, I'm a little astonished at how pathetic that is. No, 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 no. Nah. Okay. Oh, right, we're fighting people. Let's kill them really quick. No, I haven't. Bashla is still using a default saber. So is Jolie, actually. You know, I don't remember, actually, Reach, to be completely honest. I almost never bring Canderous this section. Apparently he does. Have I already missed that? Can I bring him now? Is it worth doing? I mean, I can imagine what he would say. He would probably say the same thing he said about the guys on Dantooine, which is, this is pathetic. These people have been reduced to rats feeding off of a dying corpse. This is pathetic. Which is what he said on Dantooine. Hey, Taitu.
So be it. The Force fights with me.
Well, considering I can never say Kashyyyk properly, I'd have to go with Kashyyyk. Nothing yet. Yes, Kemik, absolutely. Canderous is definitely a bad person. He's a complicated person, and he has his layers to him, but he is without question a bad person. This is probably one of the only things that genuinely irritates me about this game, going back to it. Doing stuff like this in the, basically the interface. The interface is like, come on. It's my problem with a lot of old games, especially PC games. Do I have Master Flurry? I have Master Flurry. We're good, we're good. Clearly, the only thing to take, then, is two-weapon fighting. So I can finally dual wield! But yeah, as Takoida says, Canderous is a good leader and a good soldier, and he's got his own code of honor, and he's a cool character, but he is a bastard. There's no denying that. Wow, there's conditioning. I thought it was down below with the other defensive stuff. Fast speed. Oh, right, I need it. Ahem. We are so defenseless. Oh, it's aged much better than Fallen Baldur's Gates, because, if you're paying attention, I can play this game. I can't go back and play Fallout 1 or Baldur's Gate. The interface just bothers me too much to go back and play it. But I can go back and play this game. Doesn't mean I like the interface, though. You know, that you see the difference there? So does anybody have any recommendations for how we should trick out Bashtula's lightsaber? Especially with regards to lightsaber color. I figured violet because it was wonderfully appropriate given that Revan's canon saber was violet, but I'm willing to listen.
Sure.
Yellow? Really? God, I hate yellow sabers. Alright. For you guys, we'll do yellow sabers. Silver is unfortunately not an option in KoTOR 1. It is KoTOR 2 where that came into being. Although I will be using silver in the next game, so screw everyone else. That didn't fix the interface, though, Sirani. It didn't fix anything. They were forced to use the same engine, so it's just... They fixed some of the bugs and gave it some additional content, and that's the enhanced editions. Yeah, Riven's saber in like the comics and whatnot is violet. And of course he had the whoa, we're not here yet. I still need to find two very important individuals down here. Okay, fine, we'll go ahead and do this while we're here. Yeah, Lurker. I already explained why I was trying not to mod this already extremely buggy game. I'm amazed we haven't had a crash yet. In a good way. I'm really happy about that. Alright, here we go.
Life forms detected. Determining parameters.
That is a Rakata, by the way.
Neural recognition.
Yes, there's the thing. Obstinate machine. I've no doubt it holds what you seek. But good luck getting it operational.
Primary neural recognition complete. Preliminary match found.
Match found? What the... It always muttered something about rejected patterns for me.
Begin socialized interface. Awaiting instruction. Greetings. This terminal has not been accessed for quite some time.
So, the first time I ever did this, I failed this quiz like, a lot.
Error. Subject displays unfamiliarity to environment. Behavioral reconfiguration will be needed before access. I am sorry. I did not mean to confuse you. I will answer questions to the best of my programming limitations. Accessing. Yes, I have found a star map.
Possible,
in
Flipper.
Original system
Possible.
memory. Access is restricted. I have been programmed with a very limited field of knowledge, and I must restrict access to only those that fit my allowed pattern.
Well, fine. Hang on, Lurker, just for you. In honor of you being awesome. I'm going to download this very thing right here. Bzz. That is actually true, also, now that I think about it. Because the programmers in the Star Wars universe don't know what they're doing, Javin. It's why everyone can slice everything. I mean, you ever think about that? Okay, so it's going to be here. And... here. 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 There we go. We will reset that later.
I utilize a retro-adapted holocron interface. Clarify your questions, and I will attempt to access original system memory. Error. Corruption. Extrapolating. This utility was built to monitor planet-wide agricultural reformation. It has since malfunctioned. It can be theorized that the supergrowth of Kashyyyk's forests is a direct result.
Well, that is surprising. I doubt any Wookiee would support such a claim. The forest is millennia old.
Malfunction occurred 241 years after last builder communication. Last builder communication, 29,642 years before current Republic standard.
Yeah. I already talked about this. The place was designed... The thing I've forgotten, though, is it was designed to study changes to agriculture, and then it just kind of was left running for 30,000 years.
Error. Information regarding the builders of this installation has been corrupted. No evidence of such a civilization exists in the galactic record.
Whoops, our bad.
Agricultural record indicates this planet was incapable of sustaining sufficient levels of production. Error. Specific conditions corrupted. It can be theorized that produce was being exported to support a larger demand.
One other little thing here. This is great. They wanted to terraform this planet. The Rakata were actually really, really advanced by Star Wars standards. Again, Starforge. Go ahead, Fitzcott. But they were turning this entire planet into a garden planet to produce produce on a ridiculous scale. And if you think about it, the only real reason for that is to support the only thing that needs produce on a ridiculous scale. Can anyone guess what that would be? No, it's for the slaves. For their ridiculous slave population. It's been theorized that there, and I agree with this as well personally, that there were the population of slaves to Rakatans was like this. Way more slaves than Rakatans. Very Roman. No, absolutely not, Fitzcott. What the hell? I know exactly what you mean. I talked about it when we first started this Saturday, and absolutely not.
Error. Information regarding the...
Oh,
No.
I already talked about that. Okay.
Error. Records corrupted. It can be theorized that bioseeding allowed the ecology to remain balanced. It could be expected that the same energy feeding the trees of Kashyyyk also accelerated the evolution of various species. No further information is available. There is too much corrupted data.
You were talking.
Accessing. I will answer as my programming permits. This interface was installed to better access the ancient data stored within the pre-existing system. The exact date is unavailable. Programming keys indicate no earlier than 5 years before current Republic standard.
5 years ago. I didn't notice it. This must have been installed in strictest secrecy. Couldn't have been Circa.
No other information on time of installation or identity of user available. Likelihood of removal by user, 100%. Error. Data regarding subject Yavin corrupted. Sorting by identity. 3 attempts by...
Call me stubborn, I guess.
Sorry, we missed the
Wasn't much
convo.
else to do around here.
Error. List of access attempts.
Ah, shoot. I don't know how to rewind the conversation there, because we accidentally skipped it there. Because I was looking at the donation. Let's see if I can ask...
Error.
hang on. Oh, here we go. We'll repeat it here.
Sorting by identity. 3 attempts by the Wookiee Freyer, all denied. 152 attempts by human Jolie Bindo, all denied.
Call me stubborn.
There you go. That's the
There
part
wasn't
we
much
skipped
else to
over
do
by
around
accident.
here.
Error. List of access attempts prior to these is corrupted. Likelihood of removal by user, 100%. Answer will be... Corruption has resulted in gaps appearing in my memory, and in that of the original installation. It could be theorized that these gaps are intentional, but I have no information on that. I utilize a retro-adapted holocron interface. Clarify your questions, and I will attempt to access original system memory. Answer will be given within the limits of my programming limitations. And accessing. Yes, I have found a star map in original system memory. Access is restricted. Your request requires additional security access. You must be made to match the parameters I have been supplied. There are measures available. Personality profiling will verify the basic structure of your conscious mind. With that, I will determine whether you are ready to receive the star map or can be made ready. Information unavailable. If you have further questions, ask them now. Access will terminate with success or failure of evaluation. Evaluation commencing. Result will be compared against the pattern in memory. Just act like you should. You travel with a Wookiee and have encountered complications. Hypothetical. You and this Zalbar are captured and separated. If you both remain silent, 1 year in prison for each of you. However, call Zalbar a traitor, and he will serve 5 years, while you serve none. He is offered the same deal. But if you both accuse the other, you both serve 2 years. What do you do? What do you trust him to do? I hear what happens on Kashyyyk, and a good deal beyond. Answer the question I have posed.
All right, let's talk about the prisoner's dilemma really quick here, guys. For those of you who don't know, this is a classic situation and setup for this, okay, guys? It's really simple. It takes several different forms, but the idea is, do you and another person are completely independent of each other. No way of communicating with each other, right? If you try to hurt them, like by selling them out or whatever, you go scot-free. But they are given the same deal that you are. However, if you both coordinate and cooperate, you'll both go free as well. If you both try to sell each other out, you both get punished more. Now, there's several different ways that this takes, but it all boils down to the idea that you have no method, no possibility, no way of communicating with the other prisoner. All you have is your own thoughts and mindset on what they might choose and your own decision of morality and blah, 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 blah. This was actually shown in the second Batman movie that came out semi-recently, a few years ago, the Joker one. I forget what it's called. The Joker Knight Returns of the Darkness, I think was the name of it. And it was with the two ships, you remember? Right towards the end, right at the climax. Actually, my favorite scene in that whole movie. They're both offered the detonators for the other ship. Although, it is worth noting that we were only told that. It is entirely possible it's the detonator for their ship, because that's the kind of thing the Joker might do, because haha. But anyways, the point being, they were told, blow up the other ship and you're fine. Don't blow up the other ship. If neither ship blows up the other ship, you both blow up. That's again, a variant on the prisoner dilemma. So what we have here is exactly like that. You know, do we rat out Zalbar, which gets us off free? Although if he rats us out, we get a worse sentence, and if neither of us rat us out, then we both serve out the same sentence. That's this particular dilemma. It's a little more slanted towards the, forgive me for putting it this way, dark side of the things. Now, of course, this is Zalbar, but I can't actually answer this honestly because I will literally fail this quiz if I answer it honestly, because he wants the pragmatic answer. He wants the dark side answer, and there's reasons for that. And that reason is because we're frickin' Revan. Revan put this installation here to ensure that anybody who came by who wasn't him couldn't really access this. So it's trying to determine that we are in fact Revan, and it's having trouble doing that because our mind is so fundamentally different after the Jedi have altered our minds after the whole mind wipe new personality crap thing. However, apparently you can fail the quiz and fight you and still wait. I didn't even know you could do that, really. So we're going to go ahead and be honest and say, no, I frickin' trust Zalbar. I would say nothing. Especially if it actually was Zalbar. Totally would do that. So, bzzz.
Are you sure? If you turn, you risk 2 years, or none at all. If you reply on loyalty, you risk 1 year, or 5. Your loyalty is dangerous. Your companion could take the opportunity to benefit by turning on you. Zalbar's family is mired in treachery. What loyalty do they know? Your answer is incorrect.
Your answer is incorrect. Yeah, very Winston Churchill scenario, if you talk about it that way. We have no origin for humans in the Star Wars universe. It's literally never discussed. The closest thing we have is a vague theory based on vague information that I already talked about back on Tatooine, that the original people who became the Sand People tribes and whatnot, the mentality of the cults, etc., were the original humans. And Tatooine is actually the original birthplace of humanity. We don't know if that's true or not. That's just a theory. A game theory. But for real, that we don't know is the point here. The choice is mine. I refuse to alter it.
You cannot refuse. Evaluation must continue. You must match the pattern in memory. Your memory. I must demand honest acceptance of the proper behavior. That is a condition of my programming. The previous incorrect response will be discounted. Future incorrect responses will result in rejection. Hypothetical. You are at war. Deciphering an intercepted code. You learn 2 things about your enemy. A single
yes. So here's the Winston Churchill scenario. It is most likely this is false, by the way, based on everything we've learned about World War II since then. Again, this is another one of those situations where we don't actually know. We don't actually know what happened. But the idea here is we have found this code. We have cracked the Nazi code, and we have learned that they're going to attack this town. And the only way we could know that is if we reveal, if we had the code. So if we try to defend the town and save those people, then we have just revealed that we know the code, and we lose that edge. Again, most likely a false tale, but that's not really the point. The point is, again, this is exactly what Revan was actually doing during the Mandalorian Wars. I will enable horrible things to happen out of pragmatism to accomplish what I believe is a greater good. That is exactly what Revan's mindset was, and exactly the kind of brutal, cold calculus tactics he used in order to win against his superior foe, beat back the Mandalorians, and crush them like a bug. So, that's what's going on here. However,
I don't think that's necessarily wrong.
And in so doing, alert the enemy to their broken codes. They would know that their weakness was exposed. They would reinforce, and the war would go on. You save thousands at the expense of victory. You do not match the pattern in memory. Subject has failed to demonstrate the required behavior. Access denied. This system will purge the subject as false. Defense mode initiated. Neural scan complete. Analyzing. Well, it would appear initial assumptions about you were incorrect. Secondary scans during battle have revealed much. Under duress, your emotions were easier to read. Programming now instructs that I give you what you seek. That information is not available. Soon you will recognize the proper course to follow. The star map is yours. This unit has now completed its primary duty and has finished with the subject. Executing final action. Activation of star map commencing. Parameters reset. Stasis initiated. End communication.
Here's a question for you guys. Why did Revan leave this breadcrumb for himself? Any theories before I give mine?
Well, well, a star map. An ancient artifact of dark side power. Can't say I'm surprised. I always knew there was something funny down here. I wonder if the star map has had an effect on the evolution of the creatures here in the Shadowlands. Might explain why it's so dangerous down here. An interesting theory, but I suppose we don't have time to test it now, do we? Now that we've got what you came for, we should be heading back up to the treetops.
I tend to agree with XP's interpretation there personally, by the way. I think he put it here as a Batman scenario, just in case. Just in case something happened to him, just in case something happened to him, like it started dying, to ensure that not only was it under lockdown, but he had the keys to open it, and, as was pointed out, the possibility existed that he could come back and change it so that if he actually had a successor at some point in the future, he could give that person access to the star map. Obviously, Malik is not going to be his successor because Malik is Malik. Cough, Tilo's cough, cough. But yeah, still feasible. Oh yeah, I gotta fight the Takatuka. Yes, the Takatuka. Alright guys, time to fight the... you know what it's called. So how do we place the corpses? I don't actually remember how to do that. How do I put the corpses on the ground? No, we still need to do the Wookiee quest. How do I... seriously, how do I... I'm at like 400 or 500k. I missed a lot of time. Oh, here we go. You can see the branch there. So here's a Terran Takatiku. Also known as the Ritual Beast. I'm not sure why they call him that, considering he's clearly a Terran Takatiku. That's their canon name now, by the way. By the way, that's actually a much weakened Terran Takatiku. Not only because you're fighting it as part of the main plot, most of the other Terran Takatikus you actually fight as optional bosses, but also because it makes sense in lore. The thing has literally had a massive injury with the blade stuck in it for God knows how long. Yeah, sure, go ahead, Boletaria. Yes, but I have a real hard trouble pronouncing Terran Tatek for some reason. Like, and my tongue just gets caught on it. So we've decided to call it a Terratakatu Tikatik Tapatatu.
He's almost feral after all this time. Calm yourself, Freya. We are friends. Don't you remember me?
You guys don't get it. It's like saying Aerith. It's hard for me to actually pronounce. So, Terratakatu too. Much easier. So now let's beat the crap out of this guy. Don't worry, it's Zalbar's father. We're close to family. A Force T-Rex. Oh, I like that. We're gonna call him a Force T-Rex from now on. Terentatalk is actually easier to pronounce. Thingamabba what's it thingies. I like that. We gotta get all of them together. See you around, Yavin. Chundar sends his regards. Now, die. It's a BioWare thing, Boletaria. Not too long, Kay. Just a, you know. Well, okay, I don't think we know the exact amount of time, because he was banished down here in between Zalbar being exiled from the planet and us coming back. So it's been somewhere in that time frame. So probably a year or two, or something along those lines. If we actually sat down and figured out the math of like when Zalbar met Mission and Taurus, we could probably backtrack it a bit and figure it out exactly when that happened. Yeah, by the way, he is their father. Except he's a Wookiee, so it's... Oh god, I can't do those two sounds at the same time. There we go. So anyways, yeah, I already told you everything about this guy's story, so we're just going to skip over his... So yeah, Zalbar was like, oh my god, the slavers, and then Chuander was like, oh my god, slavers are great! Okay, so a year after Zalbar was exiled is when he was exiled.
I helped his pursuers lose him for a moment. Do you remember me now?
I like that, Free. I'd go with one Wookiee-sized Ewok, personally. Kashyyyk. So this is another example of the pettiness theme here. Chundar specifically sends us to kill his father because he feels threatened now that Zalbar's here. It's, if you can forgive me for segueing for just a moment here, there's a Twilight Zone episode called The Obsolete Man, which is a great episode, by the way. I highly recommend it. And in that episode, there's a scene where there's this one guy who's a librarian in a ridiculously totalitarian regime. And the librarian is there. I'm giving you the summary for those of you who haven't seen the episode, by the way. So forgive me for those of you who have. And the librarian has decided to resist the state by declaring that he is a person. And he does exist. And all these other, you know, horrible, horrible thoughts like that, right? And so he is sentenced to death for the crime of being obsolete. However, this is hilarious. This is the part that's really important here. He invites the chancellor of the totalitarian regime, which I don't even remember if they even name it, to come and visit him. And the chancellor decides to go ahead and come and show up because he has to prove that the state is not afraid of that guy. And yet the man himself points out, that's ridiculous! Why would the state have anything to fear from this guy? And yet that is the entire point, is the state was terrified of this one man. And that's exactly what we have here with Chundar. despite all his I am in charge of everything. He is terrified of the fact that he might lose his power because he knows his situation is precarious and depends entirely upon others supporting him. And so, Chundar, someone who is a treacherous, backstabbing slave or filth, doesn't really have anyone actually supporting him, other than people who he has conned into thinking that he is leading them towards a better future. By selling his people into slavery, of course. That's a great future right there. So it's just hilarious that he does this whole thing just because he's terrified because of the off chance that things might go against him. Which is exactly why things go incredibly against him. Again, a kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy sort of situation there.
Why are you helping him?
Oh, we're not helping him. We're going to put a lightsaber in his throat and turn it on.
You're gonna shove it in his throat and then turn it on?
Yes. Here, eat this.
To show him. It's a standard greeting in the country.
Yes, where I come from, this is how we say hello. Open wide.
You're evil.
Moving on. Well, see, now I have a choice, guys. We can kill this innocent Wookiee who has done literally nothing wrong and wants us to try and fight against horribleness and cruelty and evil. Or we could fight against horribleness and evil and cruelty. Now, okay. This is something that KoTOR 1 does that a lot of people disagree with and dislike. And I'll admit it is very black and white at times. You're either ridiculously evil or ridiculously good. And there's not a lot of in-between in KoTOR 1. KoTOR 2 is the one that added a lot of the gray in between there and a lot of actual dilemmas. But in KoTOR 1, it's much more, would you like to kill this puppy with your bare hands? Or give money to the orphans so they can eat for the next year? And those are your options, like every opportunity. You remember when we were doing the Romeo and Juliet quest, guys? I personally think it's nothing wrong, Lilu. But that is, of course, just my opinion. But if you want to kill him, fine, Lilu. You may go ahead and enforce your slavery will. In your game. No, the orphans don't eat the puppies. God, puppies are not good food. Okay, so, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And he fought the great beast. And it's this thing. Here you go. So, yeah, I just gave him the oh, shoot, I can't think of what it's called. Whatever, the holy relic of... Oh, oh, God, Indiana Jones 3. What's the name of that damn thing? The Grail. Whatever, I just gave him the Grail, so he can now go and declare himself leader in place of Chundar. Of course, KoTOR 2 also is ridiculously buggy every time I play it. I'm expecting a lot more crashes when we play KoTOR 2. So we're going to be doing a lot more of this when we get to KoTOR 2. Okay, so we've taken out... Okay, so we need to go this way. I think. I think. Yep, there he is. Apparently I'm missing one. Not again. I think the Zalamiri exist. I understand why they were added. I don't think they're actually immune to the Force. And I guess that's all my thoughts on them in a nutshell. Why do you ask, British Twitch? Oh, goddammit, I just took all my weapons off. Why do I have to fight you? Ugh, I have to re-equip my weapon. Hang on. Yeah. Kalima. Kalima. Oh, I hope so, Pandemonium. This is my first time playing the restored content mod, actually. So we'll have some interesting times there, I think. I think Force Lightning's capped in this game. I could be wrong. I almost never use it. Because I'm not evil, guys.
Kiwi, strawberry, or pineapple?
Kiwi.
Or, I mean, peach.
Or
Pineapple.
pineapple. Next planet will be Manan, by the way. You might be like, well, why aren't we doing Korriban last? Because we're trying to save Yuthura. If you don't understand, we'll explain it when we get there. Ah, so it's like Fireball in D&D. Gotcha. That sucks. Really, Last Echo? That's funny. Where is the mod? Because I'm not having any luck finding anything here. We're also doing that as well, Dios. There's a lot of funny things you can say as the Dark Lord of the Sith, applying to his own academy that he helped reestablish on Korriban. Hey guys, I just kind of want a refresher course. Can anyone teach me how to use the Force? Hang on, let me lift this building up really quick. Okay, so, like, the Force is a thing, I know, but, like, what should I do with it? Should I, like, be cool, or should I kill people? Because, I mean, I'm still torn, guys.
Tastes like coconut.
This tastes... Is this one of those bead ones?
Yep.
It is. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Told you we went to the Asian market.
What are these called? Anyone out there ever have one of these bead things?
Soda?
No. There's a term for this. Gary was talking to me about this.
I don't know.
It's the bead things. You know, there's like a ball in here, right? And it's what allows the liquid to come through in a certain pattern. It does taste weird.
It tastes like coconut.
Yeah, okay.
You drink it.
I'm apparently being forced
So should
to
I try
drink
the,
something.
The peach or the kiwi?
Kiwi!
Oh.
You have interrupted our hunt, interloper. The inhabitants
Ramoon, thank you.
of the world can do little against us, but you appear to be a threat. Our training here will continue without your interference.
Your training of being total pussies. We can only attack defenseless people. Otherwise, they might hurt us back. And that would just be terrible. I mean, really, these guys are pathetic. Sure. Okay. Well, I don't know much about the mechanics of this game, admittedly. Most of my knowledge of this game comes from my knowledge of D&D, which this game is based off of. That's all I got going. Like I said, I've never been that big in the gameplay of KoTOR, just in the, everything else. That one's good.
It's pretty good. The mango one was really good.
Oh, I hate you. Okay, all of them are dead. We have killed the innocent. I'm kidding, of course. These guys are freaking horrible people. Once again, we've killed the horrible people. I can just picture these wannabe Mandalorians being like, it stings, it stings. Oh god, I've got a cut, I've got a cut. So we killed all of them. No, Tegrin, he is quite dead. Yay! Alright, guys. So I did the droid quest, I did the Wookiee quest. We have to kill the Terran to take attack Tikatu, unless there's another one, which I don't remember off the top of my head. Also, we just killed the Mandalorian leader. Is there another Terran Tikatu? Is there another Riki Tiki Tavi? Because I can kill him. You know, I'm cool with that. Why can't you get stuff? Okay, because I knew there was the several super optionals in Korriban, but I couldn't remember if there was a super optional, excuse me, an optional Terrence Takatikitu of Riki Tiki Tavi here. So I think we're good to finish up Kashyyyk. Although I seem to, where's the? Did I get the journal? Did I get the journal? Looks like I didn't. Where the heck's the journal? Or did I just miss it somehow? Hang on. Let's check our quest items here. Okay. Mm-hmm. There's the map, there's the holocron, there's the parts. Yeah, but it should be like over here, shouldn't it? Unless it's like... Oh, yeah? No? Maybe? Maybe this is it. Well then what... Where is it then? Because I killed the Terrantaka Takatu. Unless this is it. No, that's not it. Why am I still carrying around a droid head? Can I just get rid of that by now? Something along the... Well, okay, in terms of the lore, Pandemonium, my first reaction was, oh god! In terms of... Well, hang on. Yeah, let's go see if we loaded the terrorists. Let's go see if we looted Mr. T.
Did you really loot the Terrapaka ticket then?
I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. Also, tactics Star Wars would be awesome. But as I said before, Star Wars actually fits most genres. Most. Pretty damn well. Nope, that's the star map. Where the heck? I did start that quest. I need to turn in, because I've got the data pad to turn in that quest, Last Echo. Malachor 5 in terms of gameplay was pathetic, but I don't really blame Obsidian on that. I do, however, really wish there was more of Malachor 5. But there isn't. So, the end, I suppose. Is it? Nope, that's... There's the ritual marker, okay. Would Star Wars fit Barbie's Mall Adventure? Absolutely! You could play like this fabulous Quarren, who's running around changing into new outfits and trying to look really pretty for her underwater ball.
What?
Okay, let's see if we looted the... I don't see anything like a corpse or anything selectable, so we're going to assume. So where the hell's the pad? God, I hate everything. I officially hate everything, guys. I've given in to the dark side because of this data pad.
Does it not tell you what you're missing?
No, hang on. The inventory sorting is subpar in this game. It's not bad, it's just subpar. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Found the pad. Duran and Shayla have given in to their passion for each other and are doomed to fall to the dark side. I tried to warn them against expressing their love, but they accused me of arrogance, and they called me arrogant and accused me, of being the one on the dark path. I left the fools on Korriban. But I am not about to abandon the mandate given me by the Jedi Council. I will destroy Mr. T wherever I find them. I have heard rumors that such a beast may exist in the Shadowlands of Kashyyyk. I shall go there and slay this beast, proving that I do not need either Duran nor Shayla with me to defeat these creatures. And we found that in the belly of that creature, so I have good hopes that he succeeded on his mission. Yeah, like I said, inventory isn't bad interface, it's just not good, and it's kind of irritating. Moving on.
I'm sure he's fine.
He's great.
It totally just ate that, as he threw it at him.
It's exactly right. The Jedi threw the data pad as a last-ditch effort against Mr. T, and Mr. T ate it and was like,
No, that was the creature's last ditch effort.
all right, the creature was like, nom, nom. He was just hungry. He was like a Tusker. Except instead of water, you give him data pads. Nobody in our chat's going to get that. Okay, all the way back. Does anyone know if there's an auto-run button in this game? Because I've been holding W for the last 3 days, and I hate holding W. Yeah, by the way, all 3 of these Jedi die, but we'll discuss that more when we get to Korriban. When we get the other data pads. Holding down W, holding down W. W. It's just me and you. Woo. Look, W is like the opposite of my name, so it's awesome. So I find this interesting, by the way, guys. Do you think these particular Wookiees are following Chundar's will and being evil bastards because, A, they themselves genuinely believe in his cause and are corrupt themselves, or B, they're doing the I must follow my chieftain even if I disagree with him thing? I mentioned this specifically because there's actually a Wookiee we encountered earlier who specifically says it doesn't matter if I disagree with Chundar, I must follow him because he's the chieftain. But we don't actually get much to go off of for these guys, and a few other guys we'll be fighting as we go through here. And we're finally out of the Kashyyyk Shadowlands. God, I hate that place. Yeah, Kemek, I just went to Korriban really quick, killed the Mr. T, and came back with it. It was great. Which one, Reach? Time for the big confrontation. I'm going to translate a lot of this because it's going to be like Wookiees talking to each other, so that's just going to be a lot of... So Chundar's like, everyone's here now. It's a reunion. And the father says, yes, son, by the blade of Baka's sword, I've come to end your treachery. No more will you sell your own people. Chundar says, you have Baka's blade? So what? I have the hilt, held by every true chieftain in recent memory. Even you claimed it was all imparted. I should talk more snivelly for Chundar. We both have our ancient trinkets, so who will the people follow now? You? You're old, and you're weak.
Shut up, both of you! This ends today!
I will not see Rukuru suffer anymore! Yes, Rukuru, the town that's in the Hand of Thrawn,
or the Thrawn trilogy is this town. It's just much more of a hut village at this point in history. Anyways, you tell them, Zalbar.
I don't know what to do, Revan. Chundar has been telling me things. He makes sense, I think. I don't know. I'm not known for my brains.
Side with Freyr. He's not an evil bastard.
Is this the best course?
He's a freaking slaver.
There is no other way. Chundar, you betrayed our people. You must pay.
That's my boy. I lost my voice for the father.
You're too weak to fight, old Wook, and I still have Zerka support. We'll see who dies today.
And then we kill him in one shot. Oh, hang on, let's buff. Now we'll kill him. Oh, we only took off half of his health. Alright, now let's take care of everyone else. I'm not killing the whole town, just the people loyal to the slavers and the slavers.
I've done it. I'm saddened that it had to come to this, but I couldn't let it continue. Zalbar, my son, I am your father. I'm sorry. You have suffered a great shame. I was blind. I have no excuse. I can forgive you, Father. I've learned a lot over the years.
So what do you do to the slavers?
We will fight them. It will be difficult, but I swear they won't take another one of my people without bloodthirst.
Or bloodshed.
I'll send quick climbers to the other villages to rally a defense. We must guard against this ever happening again. You'll be the last outsider welcome here for a long time.
And that's a change for the better, I think. This is the consequence of this, by the way. What about you, Zalbar? Blah, 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 blah. Zalbar's gonna follow me because he's got a life debt and he wants to actually do something to help the world. I mean, the galaxy. And peace. Oh, and Zalbar is the new, Zalbar is going to become the new chieftain. Yeah. I guess I'll loot him, because I think he has some loot that I care about. Hanhar is... Hanhar. Chundar's pathetic. Also, this is just the leader of this tribe, Tigger. Although they do mention other villages fairly frequently, so I don't know. Well, he's not chieftain yet, Kay. He's going to be chieftain. Except in the Revan novel where he starts up a shop with mission. Because he's, you know... Yeah, if we're evil, we'll actually get Hanhar instead of, you know, brutally killing him. Wow, Reach. Kashyyyk. We've already done that, we've already done that. We've already done... Yeah, so I think it's time to head out of here, I think. Pretty sure. Oh, that's right, Hanhar and Mira are mutually exclusive, aren't they? I forgot about that. Fun fact, I've only gotten Hanhar in my party once, ever. I bet you guys could even guess how and why that came to be, too. I don't know, Wookiees tend to be pretty personable when it comes to body contact. Go, Wookiees! Kill those human bastards! I like how they're actually called Wookiee rebels. As if not being enslaved makes you a rebel. Yeah, Mira has a far more interesting story. I'm not even sure if there's anything really worth talking about when it comes to Hanhar. He is literally just a messed up, broken individual. Literally more animal than sentient, in my opinion. Pitiable, but really messed up. We talked about this deck, look. Using their claws would be kind of a, you know, a sign of great shame when it comes to their cultural values, perspectives, etc. I think that's everything. Yep, that's everything. Okay, time has come to leave Kashyyyk forever. You can't make Hanhar a Jedi. That's hilarious. Sense-making. But still hilarious. Are we... We're done with that. What time is it? How long... I can't tell how long we've been streaming. Whatever, let's go to Yavin, to, as was just mentioned in chat. Buy a few things. Talk to Hanhar real quick. I mean Zalbar. I'm sorry, I'll let you guys read it. Alright, after that heartwarming scene, I want you to picture forcing him to kill Mission with his bare hands really quick. Oh shoot, I did miss that quest. Whatever, it's over now. I can't do it. It's impossible, literally.
Yes, what's on your mind? I already told you, he betrayed us all. Well, there is more to it. I'm sure you don't want to hear about it. It's just that I don't talk about it very much, okay? I told you about my homeworld, Telos. 4 years ago, Saul led the Sith fleet there and demanded its surrender. The planet refused, and Saul proceeded to devastate its entire surface. Millions died. I had a wife and a son on Telos. I thought they would be safe there, but my task force arrived too late to be of much help. We didn't have enough medical supplies. The colony was burning and the dying were everywhere. I remember holding my wife and screaming for the medics, but they didn't come in time. Of course not, how could you? I had nothing left after that, really. I devoted myself to the fleet. Hunting Saul was my only purpose. I miss them, and I know killing Saul won't bring them back. And it won't make me happy again, but I have to do it. I don't expect you to understand, but I have to pay him back for what he's done. I have to. It's all I have left. No, it's all right. I don't mind. You deserve some kind of, explanation. His name was Dustle, and I don't know what happened to him. The colony was a complete ruin, and we never found any trace of him. I made inquiries and followed the reports from Telos for years, but I stopped. Anyway, I hope that answers your questions. Let's continue with what we were doing.
By the way, fun factoid. Saul destroyed Telos as a test of his loyalty by Malik. Malik destroyed Telos because he's an idiot. And, Turbo. Where am I going? Lead me, because I don't... Wait, no, I know where it is, I know where it is. I know where it is, I do not need leading. Anyways, so yeah, his wife and son died because Malik was an idiot and stupid and also evil. And Saul was a bastard. No, Telos. The planet that was just that he just talked about, that Karth was talking about. Malik had Saul to do that, to be like, hey, you know, you need to do this. I don't need Canderous. Oh, I do need Canderous, right? God damn it! Why backtracking? Sorry, I'm in a bit of pain today, so I'm a little more irritable than I should be. I apologize, guys. Positivity, positivity. Whoa! Well, I was just talking about being positive, and then someone donates $1 billion to me being evil. I don't know what to do anymore. What do you guys want from me? Okay, hang on. Let's check the thing to verify that Gamer Techno, my arch nemesis, is. Yep, he has shoved it back down to 0. Now, nobody worry just yet. As you guys know, the rules say that because we went from light to 0 means we are still choosing light sides. So we're still going to be light for the moment. Thankfully, that didn't happen while we were dealing with the slavers, because, man, that would have been messed, wouldn't it? Thank you, Gamer Techno, for the donation. Yeah. Okay, gotta do the quest. Quick. Quick. Whoa. Okay. Come, Canderous. Come with me if you want to live. And Canderous says, I do not wish to live. I wish to die for all I have done. And then I say, very well, Canderous. I will accept your... Really, Zeiss? Really? Whoop, am I going the right way? Yes. Was that towards light or dark, Zeiss? Just tell me so I can just not hit refresh. Because I'm super, super lazy, apparently. Ah! So what, Django? What's the cussing for? Unless it really can't be done because we wiped out everything with regards to the place. Which is a valid thing that could happen, because as I said, I'm pretty sure that's how that was working out. Is this where I want to be? No, that's the Chieftain's Hall. Where's the... There it is. Oh, guys, I'm so happy that we're dark side. I can kill lots of people now. Yay! Okay, we're gonna have to actually go check. What do we got? Come on. Come on, update. There we go. So yeah, we have $1 for light side and $1 for dark side. So, updated! Save. Auto level, yes, just do it. I don't care about either of you. There, okay.
Sure.
So No, we're actually dark inclined now, by my own rules. We went to dark, and then we went back to light, so now we're dark inclined. So, yeah, we're about to be evil. Oh god. I don't even know the evil situation here. Wait, hang on. That was a... one small... Oh god! Oh god! Darth Zeiss has returned! I'm sorry, Fitzcott. Wait, hang on, so... Wait. Oh god! They're still coming! They're still coming! Okay, so we are... We're officially light side! By that much. Each donation is like a blaster bolt to my chest. Wow, guys. Wait, where's the bunny? I've got teddy bear pajamas, guys. I'll kill the teddy bear pajamas. Wait, I'm light side right now. Wait, the dark side is to not? Oh, I guess that makes sense, because we know he was a slaver. So I can just picture, I'm like, good teddy bears. Die! It's okay, it's okay. I'll never hurt you. I'll never hurt you. Die! Die, you're miserable! It's okay. I'm sorry, I don't mean it. I don't mean it. I can't. Ah, damn it, Zeiss. I refuse to call you Darth, though. You need to come up with a new Darth name, because Zeiss doesn't mean anything. You have to come up with a new one. What, Django? What? Yes, actually, Tigran. Yeah, no. Well, hang on. So which is the dark side option? Because I'm dark side at the moment. And now I need to, like, be evil again. Where's the... Shoot, hang on. Hang on. This. There we go. Okay. So we are this now. So we expose him. Wait, is exposing him light or dark? Let's say I don't think there's a real dark one here, unless it's like, I'll kill you all. Because that's pretty dark. Darth Gold. No. Well, that was a weird fade to black. Oops, didn't mean to. So I was about to be dark because Good God, guys. Okay, hang on. So, we are now here. At this amount. And apparently I did the light side option even though I didn't actually mean to. So I can't actually talk about a reward now because I'm a good guy again. Yay! I'm a good guy again. I got nothing, guys. I got nothing. I'm a lot more okay with being Darkseid in Tor and in KoTOR 2 because it's a lot less I'm going to strangle puppies in those games. You know what I mean? At least you have options like that. Kashyyyk, Bulba, or I mean, hi. Darkseid runs aren't really that enjoyable, if I'm being honest with myself. And it's not just because of the evil thing, because I've already pointed out several things that are evil that you can do that are actually really enjoyable or funny or satisfying or whatever. And in fact, I tend to play a gray leaning towards Darkseid character in most of my Tor characters. But the problem with KoTOR 1 in particular is that it feels petty. When you're going through the game, being Darkseid and picking the full Darkseid options, most of the time what you're doing is just being a petty little bastard who is just looking at your own little problems and your own little things, and screw the world, and screw that guy who's dancing on the camera right now, you know what I mean? So, another wonderful way that ties in there. Thank you. By the way, thank you everyone for your donations. I know that some of you are irritable because of this whole donation thing. As I've tried to explain before, the whole point of this whole donation incentive thing is it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something that's enjoyable for you guys to do. But the idea is that you would want to donate regardless, not that you're donating just to see me be an evil bastard. I've actually been asked in the past if I would remove donation incentives and just let people donate on their own, and I don't know. It's a thought. I'll think about it more in the future. Especially when we come to future lore ones, like, you know, StarCraft and Kingdom Hearts and all that fun stuff. But anyways, so that's the logic, for lack of a better word. That's the reasoning behind this whole thing. I'm not just trying to be a greedy little miser or whatever. And thank you everyone for your donations. I appreciate continuing to be paid in my job. So yeah, thank you. Okay, now we're going to Manon. I'm going to take a quick bio before we do that, because I've got to speechify, like, the moment we hit Manon. So, let's zip to Yavin, and I will be right back, okay?